Welcome back to Discover the World. Today, we're taking you on a journey to Texas, the second largest state in the United States, covering an area of over 695,000 square kilometers. But is Texas known for its large homeless population, or is it famous for something else? Texas is also home to some women who shocked the world with their unusual records, such as the largest tongue and the largest feet. Could it also be considered the state with the most unique appearances? Additionally, Texas has its fair share of strange laws that have baffled many. There are so many interesting and fascinating things to explore in this state. Stay tuned as we dive into the intriguing aspects of Texas in this video. Texas, with a population of around 30 million people, ranks as the second largest state in the United States, following California. The state is predominantly made up of white and African American populations, with a significant Vietnamese community contributing greatly to the state's diversity and culture. A land larger than life, Texas is so vast that its area is enough to fit France, and still have room to spare. The state's rich history dates back to 1821, when it became part of Mexico, after Mexico gained independence from Spain. However, disputes between Americans and the Mexican government led to the Texas Revolution in 1835. In 1836, Texas gained its independence and became a sovereign nation under its first president, Sam Houston. By 1845, Texas joined the United States, becoming the 28th state. From oil riches to world power, in the 19th century, Texas developed rapidly with the discovery and exploitation of oil and gas. The state also saw the construction of a modern transportation system that allowed for greater economic growth. By the 1900s, Texas became one of the richest and most important states in the U.S. with a GDP ranked second in the country. On the global stage, Texas ranks 8th in GDP, even ahead of countries like Russia, Italy, Brazil, Canada, and South Korea. Economic powerhouse. With an average per capita income of about 63,000 United States dollars, roughly 1.6 billion VND, Texans are among the wealthiest people on the planet. In terms of military might, Texas houses one of the most powerful and advanced U.S. Army units, with around 115,000 troops. The state also ranks second in the U.S. for gross regional product, reaching 2.4 billion United States dollars, larger than nearly 200 independent countries globally. If Texas were a separate country, it would have the 10th largest economy in the world, and it accounts for nearly 40% of the U.S. oil production, with 15.94 billion barrels of crude oil produced each year, enough to fill over 1 million Olympic-sized swimming pools. Energy and infrastructure. Texas is also the leader in wind energy production in the U.S. The state has the largest transportation network in the country, spanning over 500,000 kilometers of roads and rail lines, which facilitates trade and connectivity. In 2020, Texas was the fifth largest wine producer in the U.S. with over 400 wineries contributing to an industry valued at $13 billion annually. The Texas spirit, bigger is better. The state's motto, "Everything is bigger in Texas," perfectly embodies its essence. This spirit is evident not only in its geography, but also in its culinary culture. A typical Texas burger or Texas-style BBQ is served in such large portions that it could feed an entire team. Some bars even offer 2-kilogram steaks that can be eaten within an hour for free. Texans aren't afraid of big portions, whether in food, land, or lifestyle. Texas wildlife. Texas is also known for its diverse wildlife, contributing to the state's wide-ranging natural attractions. From deserts to forests, Texas offers habitats for a vast variety of species. Texas, a state of surprises and rich culture. While Texas is known for its wealth and influence, it's also home to the second largest Vietnamese community in the U.S. after California. Why are so many Vietnamese in Texas? Texas has become a gathering place for the Vietnamese community for several reasons. By 2023, there were 278,124 Vietnamese people in the state, reflecting the strong wave of Vietnamese immigration that started after 1975. Many Vietnamese immigrants settled in Texas, especially in Houston, where the presence of the community is significantly stronger than in places like Chinatown. In fact, Houston has become a unique melting pot of Vietnamese culture, with signs like Saigon Condo, and restaurants named after famous Vietnamese places. such as Sao Thn. Even the streets have signs in Vietnamese, and small Vietnamese villages exist in Texas with names like Tai Xuan, and at Lt. One village, Adia, has around 100 small mobile homes, and is home to a Vietnamese pagoda, and even a monument to the Republic of Vietnam, with 26 flags from the Vietnamese military forces. Why Texas? One of the main reasons many Vietnamese settle in Texas is the affordable cost of living. Living expenses in Texas are significantly lower than in states like California or New York. Monthly living costs for housing, food, and transportation range from $1,200 to $1,500, till the 30 to 38 million BND, and the state doesn't have a state income tax, making it financially appealing for immigrants. Additionally, the state's low tuition fees for public universities make it a popular destination for families with students. For example, the University of Texas in Houston has some of the lowest tuition fees compared to other major universities in the U.S. A struggling state. Despite its advantages, Texas has some serious issues. The homeless population is significantly lower compared to California, but the state still faces challenges. One surprising and troubling fact is that Texas has the lowest retail heroin prices in the U.S., with a well-established drug market in areas like Houston. This has turned parts of the state into centers for drug trafficking and addiction, which continues to affect its residents. Success stories: Vietnamese Americans. In contrast to these struggles, there are success stories, like Hong Ki-yu, a Vietnamese American billionaire. After over 40 years in the U.S., he donated $5 million to the city of Houston to aid in recovery from Hurricane Harvey. With a $14 billion company and a fortune of $2.9 billion, Hong Ki-yu is an inspiration to many Vietnamese Americans. Texas is known for its affordable cost of living and relatively low homelessness rates compared to other states like California and New York. The average cost for housing, food, and transportation ranges from $1,200 to $1,500 per month, around 30 to 38 million VND. One of the biggest benefits of living in Texas is that the state does not impose an income tax, which helps people keep more of their earnings. Additionally, the state offers low tuition rates for public universities, with institutions like University of Texas Medical School in Houston having tuition rates as low as $33,000 per year, much cheaper compared to universities like UC San Diego with tuition fees of nearly 1.3 billion VND. Due to the lower cost of living, the rate of homelessness in Texas is much lower compared to California, where homelessness is a significant issue. In fact, Texas has only 17% of the homeless population of California and 30% of New York's homeless. This is largely because Texas is larger, has more infrastructure, and more available land, which makes living there more affordable. However, there are also some downsides. Texas has become notorious for having the lowest retail heroin prices in the country. Prices for heroin are approximately 5 times lower than in other states, and illegal drug markets are prevalent in areas like Houston, making the city a hotspot for drug trafficking and addiction. The easy access to methamphetamine and heroin in certain neighborhoods has created a challenging environment for law enforcement and local communities. Britton Lau, a lawyer in Houston, has earned a unique place in the record books by achieving the title of having the largest tongue in the world. Her tongue is so large that it surpasses the size of a hockey puck, and measures about 7.9 centimeters at its widest point, which is almost the size of a credit card. With such a remarkable tongue, she can easily fit food or sauces into her mouth with just a single lick. Jenny Duvander, from Portland, Oregon, holds the record for having the largest tongue circumference in the world. Her tongue measures a total 13.25 centimeters in diameter, and she possesses the extraordinary ability to touch her tongue to her nose. This is a rare and remarkable ability that is usually only seen in 4-legged animals, like dogs and cats. Fred Dickey, a daring 26-year-old from Austin, Texas, is known for holding numerous tightrope walking records. She made history as the first woman to walk a distance of over 100 meters on a tightrope while wearing high heels. Her previous record in 2012 saw her walking a tightrope at a height of 121 meters across the Swiss Alps. Fred also gained public attention for her jaw-dropping performance where she walked a tightrope between 2 moving trucks traveling at high speed. Her daring feats have solidified her reputation as one of the most remarkable and fearless tightrope walkers in the world. Tan Herbert, from Houston, stands tall at 2.05 meters and holds the Guinness World Record for having the largest feet in the world, with her right foot measuring 33 centimeters. While this unique distinction has brought her attention, it also comes with its challenges, such as the difficulty of finding ready-made women's shoes. As a result, Tan has to wear men's shoes to accommodate her foot size. Alice Orick, a 36-year-old woman, has recently confirmed her Guinness World Record as the person who has donated the most breast milk in the world, with a total of 2,645 liters. This amount of milk is estimated to be enough to feed 350,000 babies. Alice started donating breast milk in 2010 after the birth of her first child, and she has continued to do so for the past 14 years. The most unfortunate story belongs to Lizzie Velquest, born in 1989 in Texas. Known as the ugliest woman in the world since birth, Lizzie was only 2.1 kilograms at birth and was diagnosed with a rare disease called Maffucci syndrome. This condition causes her body to lose the ability to store fat, resulting in a distorted facial appearance and permanent blindness in her left eye. Even as an adult, Lizzie weighed only 28 kilograms. For many years, she endured severe bullying for her appearance, being given cruel nicknames like Skin and Bones, Old Lady, the ugliest woman in the world, and even Monster. Recently, her image was exploited again for cruel purposes on social media platforms like TikTok through the Fast Time prank trend. Despite all the abuse and hardships, Lizzie has remained strong. She has not only survived the stigma, but also turned her pain into strength. Lizzie became a motivational speaker and activist, traveling the world to share her inspiring story. The situation you're describing was a terrifying and tragic experience for many Texans in February 2021. During that time, Texas faced an unprecedented winter storm that caused massive power outages, leaving residents struggling to survive in freezing temperatures ranging from -12 degrees C to 0 degrees C. The power grid failed, and electric companies resorted to rolling blackouts, leaving many without electricity for extended periods. In addition to power outages, water pipes froze and burst across the state, creating severe water shortages. Many cities had to shut off their water supply entirely. The icy roads made travel dangerous, leading to at least 40 deaths due to car accidents, while others perished from hypothermia or suffocation from carbon monoxide poisoning as people resorted to unsafe methods to stay warm, like using stoves or car engines inside closed spaces. One of the most heart-wrenching incidents involved a Vietnamese-American family in Sugar Land, Texas, where an elderly woman and her 3 grandchildren tragically died in a fire while trying to stay warm and cook during the storm. At the same time, stores like Walmart saw long lines of people waiting to buy essentials like food, flashlights, and, most urgently, bottled water. Gas stations also ran out of fuel, as people rushed to fill up their tanks for transportation, heating, and phone charging. The storm led to widespread chaos, as restaurants and shops had to close due to the lack of power and water. It was a time of immense hardship for many residents, and it underscored the vulnerability of infrastructure in extreme weather conditions. I know that every place has its restrictions, but some of the laws in Texas really make people scratch their heads. Here are 10 strange laws that only exist in Texas, USA. First, in Texas, if you want to cut someone else's hair, whether it's a friend or a client, you must have a valid hairdresser's license from the authorities. This is regulated by the state's barber and cosmetology law, and the license requires you to complete a training course to earn a certificate and maintain the license. Second, it is illegal to own more than 12 dogs in the city of Austin. According to the law, a household is only allowed to keep a maximum of 12 dogs. Violators could face fines or be required to transfer some of their dogs. This law aims to prevent situations where dogs are not properly cared for, leading to public health and sanitation issues. Third, it is illegal to kiss someone else in an elevator. This is one of the strange laws that is little known in Texas. According to this law, excessive public displays of affection, especially in an elevator, can be considered impolite or disruptive. Furthermore, in Texas, when a couple gets married, They must publicly announce their spouse 3 times consecutively at government offices or through media channels to ensure that the relationship is transparent before the marriage is considered legal. Also, according to Texas law, spitting on the sidewalk is an illegal act. If you engage in this behavior on public streets, you may be fined. This is part of the public hygiene regulations. And maintaining the cleanliness of public spaces is important. It's even more amusing when cleaning public buildings with dust rags is not allowed. The purpose of this law is to ensure that the cleaning of public structures uses appropriate methods and tools to prevent damage to the building structure or the spread of dust. In some areas of Texas, walking barefoot is not allowed unless you get permission. To go barefoot, you need to pay a fee, usually around $5, and receive approval from local authorities. This law aims to maintain respect and order in public areas. Finally, selling Limburger cheese on Sundays is prohibited in Texas. This type of cheese is known for its strong odor, and the law was enacted to prevent the spread of unpleasant smells in the community on rest days. Next, let's talk about the animals that made Texas famous. First up is the Texas Longhorn cow. In 2015, the Texas Longhorn Breeders Association of America recognized a cow named Lady J Bluegrass for having the widest horns in the world, measuring exactly 297.5 centimeters, 9 feet 8 inches. This breed is known for its remarkable long horns, which sometimes twist or curl up, and in some cases, even spiral up to 3 times. With their naturally gentle temperament and intelligence, Texas Longhorns are increasingly being trained to be used as riding cattle. And Texas isn't just known for its cattle, but also for albino snakes that have been discovered in Texas, Arizona, and Louisiana. Don't worry, these snakes are non-venomous. Their name comes from their white color, not from any mutation or disease. When it comes to the most beautiful snake in the world, it has to be the eastern indigo snake, discovered in Texas. With its striking black body, it is known as the longest snake in North America, growing up to 3 meters long. This snake is non-venomous and usually struggles to catch its prey. However, a very unique feature of the eastern indigo snake is its ability to eat other venomous snakes, such as the Texas rattlesnake, and it is completely immune to their venom. Dear friends, if you've watched until this point, I'm sure you've learned about 80% of the strange things in the amazing state of Texas, right? If you want to explore any unusual city around the world, feel free to comment below. Explore the World promises to make a video for you as soon as possible. Thank you for watching this video until the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Explore the World. Now, goodbye and see you in the next exciting videos. Bye bye.